Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. This is part one of a three-part series where I'm gonna walk through how to analyze a property to see if it's profitable on Airbnb. I already have a full video of this, it's on my channel, but as my husband so lovingly put it, 36 minutes is probably a long time to hear me talk. He's probably not wrong about that. So I'm gonna break this video into three parts. In this first part, I'm going to walk through a listing on Zillow and just show you what I think about as I'm looking at a property in that first step, any red flags that you might want to look out for. But if you've seen that longer video, you can go ahead and skip through this. It's the same content. We're just breaking this into three parts. So let's jump into the video. So to start off, first thing is you're going to want to kind of isolate an area to go find a property. And this is going to be real time. So I haven't done any of these numbers. We might find some winners. We may not find anything at all, but this is the real process that you go through if you're trying to find a property to either buy for a long-term real estate or for Airbnb. So I have a filter set up on Zillow. And again, I have no idea if the properties in here are any good. I don't know if it's a good area for Airbnb, but I do know that it's close to it's kind of an up and coming area in Tampa. They've built like a restaurant bar sort of district close. It's sort of close to the water. They're building more apartment buildings, so people are moving to the area. And so it might be kind of interesting. So I do have this filter set up on Zillow, and I went in to see what properties are available. We've got a 4-bedroom, 2-bath, 3-bedroom, 2-bath. So this is kind of giving me a wide area, but the area that I am wanting to actually analyze is kind of in here because these properties would be somewhat within walking distance of this bar and restaurant area. So the first thing that you're going to want to do is look at an area and just start scanning for properties. And I'm going to walk through this listing. I haven't seen this before, and I'm just going to give kind of real-time feedback of what I look for in a property if I see any red flags. So this is a 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,300 square feet, $450,000. I have no idea if that is priced too high, too low. I haven't analyzed this area at all. I got so excited while I was making this video that I totally forgot to ask you to like and subscribe. So if you are finding this video helpful, go ahead, do me a favor, please like and subscribe. It just gives me a little virtual pat on the back to let me know I'm doing a good job. And it also helps me with the YouTube algorithm. All right, back to the video. Built in 1984. Okay, a little bit on the older side, but not terrible. I have an Airbnb right now in another part of Tampa that's a 3-bedroom, 2-bath built in the early 1960s, I believe. And there have definitely been some repairs that have come up. I want to look for something a little bit newer on my next property. 1984 isn't like crazy ideal, but it's also not super old either. All right, so it's got central electric, that's good, central air, driveway. Looking at the pictures, front, I don't hate it. It would definitely need some paint on the front. I don't like how aggressive that brick texture is. I don't like the color of the shutters, but it's not terrible. All right, so it looks like they have new or fairly new laminate vinyl flooring. That's good. This living room actually looks way bigger than what you would normally see in some of these properties. One of my kind of key rules when I'm looking at places is I feel like for the dining room and the living room, however many people you're hosting in this place, you need to have enough places for them to sit, to eat, and to hang out. And when you look at these like 3-bedroom properties, you're going to be hosting anywhere from 6 to 8 people, 2 people per bedroom plus a pull-out couch. A 3-bedroom house sometimes is not very huge. And when you look at the living room spaces, you might find something that is way tinier and would never fit 8 people. A lot of times these houses will have just a little tiny area for a 4-person kitchenette. And that's fine if you're living in that as just your own home, but when you're hosting that many people, not super ideal. I also will say that I've now analyzed probably hundreds of deals at this point, anywhere from just looking very quickly and doing a quick rundown of the numbers to really digging in and doing a full analysis. And you will find that's going to be one of the challenges you run into is you find these places where, yeah, the numbers math, they math out, but there's not enough space for everyone to hang out. And I really think that's part of the guest experience. So it looks like they converted the garage to make the living room bigger, which is not a bad thing. A lot of people have, I've seen a lot of properties like this. My first inclination is before I buy this property, I'm going to get a contractor out there, not an inspector, an actual contractor. And I'm going to pay them a couple $100 to look through all of this, because if this was something that was kind of DIY, that's like a little caveat to look out for. But nice big living room. I like that. So the kitchen is not open to the living room, which I don't personally like. I'm still trying to figure out though if that's something in an Airbnb that's like a must have, a big open space. I would kind of think it is, because you have a group of people. If everyone's having fun out in the living room, you don't want to be stuck in the kitchen, having to take care of things. That would be not an easy renovation, but with money you can make the kitchen different. I hate the cabinets. Um, but you know what, again, I have actually been looking for a property where the cabinets are older and they just absolutely need to be painted, because I have seen some really cool Pinterest inspiration where you paint the cabinets like a wild color, a color you'd never paint cabinets that are fairly new or white. But something where if these are crusty, dusty cabinets and you need to revamp them, go ahead and paint them pink, paint them teal, paint them purple, do something. And I think that would just be so cool and make their listing really, really stick out if you did something just very unique, something that someone's not going to do in their own personal home, but would find very fun to stay in as a vacation home. I would probably potentially get like a new countertop. So I actually really like the potential of that kitchen. All right, here you go. Here's what you see. One of these little 4-person kitchenette tables, but it looks like there's some space in here in the back. Let's see if they've got another angle. More kitchen pictures, because you need a spot for a dining room table. Go back. Oh, yes, 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 yes. Okay. You could very easily have a longer table that would go right here that would fit everyone, and you'd still have plenty of space in the living room. All right, so that checks 2 of our boxes. Big living room, enough space for a dining room table to seat everyone. Don't hate the kitchen, need some love, but I like the possibilities there. And people don't need a huge kitchen in an Airbnb, because you can have all the pots and pans and dishes and still have plenty of cabinet space left over. So if we wanted to knock down that wall, I wouldn't even be upset about losing some of the cabinet space, because you really don't need it. Bathroom. Well, you know what? Actually, I don't hate this bathroom, and I'll tell you why. This looks like it has fairly old tile, because it's like the square stuff, but it's white. I I do not like when I look at a house and it's got that dark brown tile from the 90s or some other random beige color. It just doesn't look clean to me. So I actually would prefer square tile that's maybe a little bit older, but it's white, because white is just classic. I'm not in love with these cabinets, but they're fine. White countertop, that's all good. So those are kind of the things I look at. Do you have to replace the vanity? Do you have to replace the countertop? In this case, no. I think it would be fine. And if I really wanted to, like let's say I went with a fun color and went with this whole pink theme or something, I could even paint this to match and kind of make everything pop. Okay. I like that. Ooh, all right. Carpet in the bedroom. So that would have to be replaced. I'm not a fan of, I do area rugs. I'm not a fan of carpeting in Airbnbs. That would have to be replaced, but it looks like a nice big bedroom. And this wouldn't have to necessarily be the primary bedroom either. You could do potentially 2 different beds, or even like a bunk bed room, maybe. Okay. Ooh, I don't like the shower. I don't like it when it's so low, because I feel like water is going to get out of there. So maybe need to factor some thought into the bathroom. Carpet in the other bedrooms. All right, that would need new flooring. Got it, got it, got it. What do we have in the backyard? Yikes. Okay. Right here, so we've got, oh, it's like an outdoor bar area. Okay, this could be cool. I don't we won't even go into all the design. This is a little, it's a little crusty. You've got, is that carpet? Kind of looks like carpet. We would need some work on the backyard. That's okay. That is okay. I'm okay with putting a little bit of elbow grease into something, especially when you factor it into the beginning that you're going to be doing that. All right, it does have a pool, which I like. And it does have the screen around it. Yikes. We definitely need to power wash this. That's not a big deal. Here is something else that I have learned from our first Airbnb. This place, I've got another video on it. I'll link it down in the description below, but the pictures were beautiful. We thought this place was going to be turnkey. It had the pool, it had everything. And it was just one of those things where once we bought it, so many things broke. And we had some real issues with the pool, with leaks and needing a new filter system and everything else. And so on our next property, when I see a pool like this, I've already worked it out with our pool guy, Ty. We're going to pay him some money to come out to any kind of listing that we're seriously considering buying and have him just like pick apart this pool. Look at the filter system, see if there are any kind of leaks, so that we just know what we're getting into. This one looks like it probably has some serious issues, but it's there, so that's good. Have some nice seating. Wow, oh my gosh, this backyard is huge. I wonder where that property line is. Wow. This is the whole backyard. Oh my gosh, I hate to say this, but this is one of those properties. You'll see this happening in cities like Houston, Dallas, and in Tampa. Unfortunately, this is sometimes the land is worth more and it's better to like build bigger and build up, because this type of backyard, you just don't need this much space around you, and someone might end up actually buying this lot and knocking the whole house down. Gosh, wouldn't it be great if you could like zone this for 2 different places and put like a tiny house in the backyard? That's another interesting thing. I have no idea. I've never looked into that. I don't know what the zoning restrictions would be in this type of area, but holy cow, this is a lot of space. That's some potential right there. I like that. I like options. And at the very least, the other good thing is that with this big of a backyard, look how much space is behind you from the next neighbor. I know there's a neighbor to the left and to the right, but what I like about this is even if you have great guests and you're not having these wild parties, people are going to be out in the pool. And I'm just very conscious of being a good host and a good neighbor. And so this added space back here says, ooh, okay, we're not going to be right on top of someone. So if we have, a party of 6 or 8 and they're having a good time, we're not going to annoy anyone. I like a little bit of space around my listing, so that's great. All right, I am kind of liking this place. Now again, this is something I normally do in like 30 seconds of flipping through my phone in the morning. I'm walking you through everything, but I'm liking the potential of this. Haven't done any of the math, have no idea what the demand is in the area. Oh, nice big driveway. Okay, that's another plus. Again, when you think about having 6 to 8 people in this type of house, and that's what you'd have, it's a 3-bedroom. Where's everyone going to park? You can't have them lining the streets. That's going to annoy the neighbors. So what I like here is that you could very easily fit at least 2 cars. And then if you had someone pull behind, you could make that a rule in your rule book to say, hey, you've got to park in the driveway. If you have more than 3 cars, please carpool or Uber or whatever. Okay, so that was step 1. Pick an area to analyze, look through a property, see if there are any red flags right off the bat. And so now we are going to move to step 2. I will link that video here, and I'm going to walk you through kind of a first initial sniff test for financials using a tool called Bnbcalc. So I will see you guys in the next video.